important dice await you this fine day. What do you wish to do?
So I see what was held up.
You're
Was in the
alone in
tavern.
your room.
In my room. So awakened after meditating for a bit longer than usual, and I decided clean myself up just a little bit. But I don't use magic spell or whatever. It's not more just using the basin nearby and cleaning my hands and my face and just looking around for a bit and while I get myself sort of situated. Put my equipment up, put my belts and my bags was upon my person, and I step out of my room and sort of shut the door. And I sort of walk down to the living sort of area, the tavern itself. Do I see anyone in there?
Yeah, there are just a couple farmers chatting, a couple miners. They're chatting. They're having a bit of breakfast. Um, Toblin's there, just kind of drying off a mug. As you walk down, he sees you and just nods at you, smiling.
I sort of recognise it as I sort of walk past, and I'll leave the tavern itself, and thinking to where I could go. I think where I might want to go. I might want to also go to back to Harvin's. He wanted to talk about more about what preparations for funerals and whatever else. So I thought I'll go and take care of the sort of formality. So I stroll down. Just a little less really, not in a rush.
Okay.
Down to Harvin's.
All right. So you make your way there, and you enter, and I assume you would just enter and knock on. Do you knock on Harbin's office door?
Yeah, no, not before entering.
Yep. And door unhinges, and you see Harbin there, and he says, Avlak, of course. Been ready for you. Come, let's chat. And he waddles back over to his desk, as those fat humans do.
Say to him, it's good to see you in your proper attire. I suppose I did come and found fairly late last night.
He says, of course, important business is important business. So, how are you going?
Fairly well after our encounter, but other things encounter themselves.
Yep. And he says a few cuts, a few bruises.
Yeah, that's
he says, where's your companion? That stout human.
Oh, I imagine he's still sleeping off whatever terrible intoxication he had last night. I'm sure he'll be around.
Right. He always, whenever you guys go out, he seems to get beat up the worst. Is he doing all right?
I think he's doing better than I would have thought. But I'm sure he'll come out of this different, I suppose. But I'm speculating more than anything else, and that's not what we're here for either. About my well-being or anyone else's. So you've already made preparations for the funeral, I presume.
He says, yes. Well, this morning I went over to Barthen and told him those two were close, and I've spoken with him. Barthen is grieving, and
dwarves do take to their brothers more than I've seen in any other sort of race, so I can understand there might be a bit of time needed.
And just as a note, but Barthen is human, but is kind of the closest friend of Gundren in Vandalin.
No, forgive me.
Says,
Was it human to dwarf relations, and anyone who becomes their
he says yes, they
settler?
are remarkably close.
Mm.
He treats Barthen as a clansman, as his own kin.
Mm.
Or did treat, I should say. I've spoken with him, and we will hold vigil for him at dusk. Although it is unusual to not have the body, when, although it's not unheard of course, terrible things do happen, even
Yeah.
to hardy dwarves such as him. It is their way to put. They came from the earth, and they wish to return there when their time above it is done. So we will hold vigil for Gundren this evening.
As it should.
How did he pass?
Hmm.
What misfortune did you find him in?
Quickly. He passed quickly.
This, unfortunately, he was, how do you say, out of our reach by the time we got there. We did see him, but he was in no condition for travel, nor was he in a condition to leave that place. So,
And he says, yes. Tell me, what stronghold did they have him in?
have you ever heard of, was it Cragmore? Was it Castle in the Neverwinter Forest?
He says, I have not.
This is an older installation. And the funny thing
Cragmore, as in the Cragmore goblins.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, continue.
The funny thing is, several centuries ago when this fortification was constructed, the particular stones that were needed were actually derived from this town.
He leans back and he says, I'm not surprised. Centuries ago, this town was a huge supplier of raw stone for both Neverwinter, Waterdeep, the surrounding cities, and other kingdoms. While there are rich mineral veins within the Sword Mountains, the raw stone itself and the amount that was present here, I've heard in the histories of this area that Phandalin was a rather large mining operation, but since then, obviously, ruin came to the region, and even now, this is this town is not yet 100 years old. Well, this iteration of it. It was abandoned for a long time.
Yes, most towns are built on the previous ones, but it's just interesting to sort of conclude. And I'm surprised, I only found the single record on the pound construction of this Cragmore within, of course, your town records themselves. But
he raised an eyebrow. He says, "Oh well, that was fortunate. Any kind of trade or anything to do with mining that would have been recorded. We have some old records of those things. It's interesting the information you can glean when you keep record of your business dealings.
Yeah, and as you should, and keep in closer detail, just in case something comes back to bite you, proverbially."
And he raises a finger and says, that's right. You always follow the money.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I'm actually quite happy that you've taken the advice as a tiger and actually started to fortify yourselves.
He says, yes, I assume you would have noticed the guards. Darren has complete autonomy on that. He's doing well. The townspeople are very safe. They feel it. They feel a sense of independence. I think ever since, and he lowers his voice, ever since the bandits were executed, I think the town is ready to put all of that behind them and come together. Yes. Says, I won't lie to you. That terrified me. I didn't know what was going to happen that day, whether their town was going to revolt, whether they were going to riot and burn.
Fortunately.
I'm not sure. I think there was just so much anger in their blood.
It was a funnel, and basically all force that it had too much water behind it, and then all of a sudden it burst. And it was mean to happen. Humans are generally like that.
He says, I appreciate you and your companions attempting to keep order. I'm sorry that the townspeople behaved in that way.
Well, hopefully now that you've learned from your mistake, and also you have these apparent down watch, that they'll be trained in such a way to keep such ugliness at bay.
Mm.
I hope.
And he says, oh yes, that reminds me, by the way. I've received word from Lord Hallwinter, the father of Silda. I have word from his father, Silas. And he hands you a sealed letter with the wax seal of Hallwinter, which is it's like a wolf and crossed swords.
All right, and is it open or is it just still sealed?
No, it is sealed. It is sealed. It remains sealed. It says also this came for Tiber as well. He says usually Barthen deals with messengers and things, but obviously today he is preoccupied with the grief and the loss of a friend.
Understandably so. Well, he can delegate his tasks to others, and presume there's more than enough of people
He says
standing
yes.
idle to do so.
Today I'm doing a little more administrative things. And he passes you the letters, and he says, "Do you know anyone in town that goes by?" And he pulls it back up and he says, "Morthos." Oh, sorry, Morthos. Yes, sorry. I had a letter from him, but he's not for him. He doesn't. He's gone, hasn't he?
He's gone back to his order apparently to.
Ah, okay. I will keep it here. I will keep it here should he return. Or do you know where he has returned to?
I imagine it was to whoever his orders are resides, whether it's the main capital of Neverwinter or other places.
He says, I'll find out and see if I can get this to him.
Interesting. So his order sent him a message, but he's already gone. I believe it was.
He says, no, it's still sealed. I don't know the seal, and I don't know where it's from.
I will know it's a break open, but could you show me the seal?
He says, oh, of course. And he leans it forward and shows you.
And I have a look. So I was wondering,
Yeah.
can I spy and presume where this is? Or what would
You don't know this, but it is a symbol of a phoenix. You would assume an eagle, but it looks like the way the symbol on it actually seems to have some kind of detail around the edge of it. It seems to be either a bird on fire or a phoenix.
Well, it seems, and I sort of remark as I look at it. Oh, well, it seems like he comes in quite a prestigious order, having all the phoenix upon your seal. But I don't know it myself, and I pass it back to him.
And he says, well, it's not the sigil of Tyr, which I know quite well.
Well, it seems like you've are doing the works of the town master now, which is good. Because I must say to you, Harvin, it was beforehand I didn't think too much of you, but not saying you surprised me, but you've grown yourself as well as a town. Maybe it's a symptom of or whatever else, but that's good.
He says, well, I can be honest with you, I wasn't proud myself either. I had, I was told that if I actively seeked to rout out the bandits, that they would assassinate me as they had taken out other members of the town. I fell victim to my fear, and I think without you and your companions, that I would not have seen the opportunity to rise above that. If you and your friends had not routed them from their hideout.
Well, understand what you're saying. The presumption of...
And he says, at the end of the day, you showed them to be what they truly are. Just petty men. Their fear was their weapon, and we chose to accept it.
The funny thing about this power was courage that people would generally feel what it was only when they had the facilitation to do so, the skills, to rely upon themselves to be able to deal with it. Many people did not. And did not have the skills to throw out them outwards entirely. And, fortune favours. But we decided to stumble upon the town and deal with the situations, and some might say luck, some might say it's predestined, but either which way, it seems like you've grown from the encounter. And
He says, yes. He says, also, there was one more. There is one more letter. It's for you. And he slides it over to you.
Cautiously, I sort of pick up the letter itself, so thank you, Harbin. Thank you for the conversation. It seems like you have everything in order. I'll retreat back to my quarters for now.
And he nods and says, of course, thanks. He says, and as you're about to leave, he says, what are you to do next? Will you be staying in town still?
Harbin? And I sort of turn back. Who knows? Who knows? I walk out.
He smiles and gets back to work.
Okay, so I got me a letter. Yay!
You got mail. All right, I'm going to go back over to. Actually, we'll go to Osborne now. Osborne, you're up.
Is it past 11?
Well, no, probably not actually. Okay, we'll go back to Parag Barthens. Parag, you open Barthen's shop door. You hear he does have a bell affixed to the top, so you hear the ding as you open.
Look up, you will notice some scrapes in the roof. 2 very even scrapes in the doorway.
Do a spot check.
Made by some Solomon's horns.
Yes. You enter. And you see a young man behind the counter. Not Barthen, not Elmar Barthen, but a young man.
Is there anyone else in the shop?
You can hear some movement out back, but no one out in the shop front. You can hear.
What kind of items are around the shop?
Just general provisions, things you'd need for day to day. So, there's a few things of milk at the counter. There's little knickknacks. There's parchment. There's.
This is the person that I bought the donkey off, wasn't it?
Yeah. Out the back, there's a few stables. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. There's equipment, tools, all kinds of stuff like that.
Excellent. All right, I'll go up to the counter. Good morning, sir. How are you?
He says, I'm good, thanks. How can I help?
I just need some a small appraisal, if that is possible.
He says, okay.
I emptied the gems out onto the countertop, the 3.
Okay.
And I look at him.
And he looks at them. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't really know. Well, I know this. I wouldn't pay more than 5 gold for this one, but the other 2 I just don't know. Sorry.
Is that the one
If
that's
you
worth 5 gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he says, sorry, it's usually my father that does these kinds of matters. He's not around today.
Do you know when you'll be back, sir?
He said he should be back this afternoon. He's somewhere else in town. I thought he may have been at the tavern.
Did I see him at the tavern?
No, you didn't. And he says he's grieving. Just lost a friend.
No problem, sir. You don't have any mastiffs in at the moment, do you?
He says, "What's a mastiff?"
A big dog.
He says, "Oh,
A big dog.
no
You don't have
dogs.
any dogs? Not even a small one?
No, mostly just horses or a mule to plow the field."
Yes, the mule is going quite well. Her name is Mary. I bought one last time I was here. And a
He says,
chicken.
"Oh,
Mary has been on many adventures with us. Been carting my little cart around. It's been a great old time. Well, thank you for your help. I will continue on. And I want to leave. And I want to head it
he
down to the
smiles.
miners' exchange.
He smiles.
Have a good day,
and-
sir.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I'll head down to the miners' exchange.
Did you exchange your gem for money?
No, I assumed that
No.
he wasn't going to do it, so I'll just come
Okay.
back when the other guy's
All
there.
Okay.
Off down to
All
the
right.
miners' exchange.
All right. I'll say right now it's probably like 9:30, like maybe getting
Mhm.
closer to 10. We'll do the miners' exchange, then we'll grab Osborne. So you head down there. Yeah, you go in. Or do you go in? What do you do?
No, I'll go. Does it sound busy inside?
Yes.
Excellent. That's what I want. I'll go in.
Cool. You're in. There's a bunch of stuff going on in there. Some people are bringing in little gems, exchanging little writs of things outside. You can see young dwarves and young men bringing carts of things, pulled by some by horses, some by other things, going to a stockpile and heading towards a storage building that neighbors it. There's trade, there's bartering. It's all happening.
Excellent. Cool. I want to. When I walk in, the dwarf that I spoke to last time, does he see me?
No, but he is there.
So he hasn't made eye contact or anything.
No, he's
Excellent.
currently talking with another dwarf, and they've both got sheets of paper in their hand.
Okay. Well, I'm not interested anyway. I want to. Where are these gems being sold? You
Sorry?
mentioned something about. You mentioned something about gems. Yeah.
Sorry?
Am I dead?
Gems.
You,
I
you
didn't-
said. You said gems. You said that there were people selling little gems.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they are at the counter. So you see, you see a dwarf and a man talking with a woman, and the men have the gems, and she is negotiating a price with them.
Cool. I want to walk on up and stand in line.
Cool.
I want to survey the area and see if anything interesting. See if I can hear any interesting conversations.
They seem to just be talking about prices for materials over with the prospector and the dwarf. You hear them talking about how much, and they said he says if we're able to reduce our price slightly, Then Waterdeep will take more. We'll get more business. We just need to. And then the dwarf says, "Well, not the prospector says, well, probably need more men, more miners." And the prospector goes, "Aye, if you want to hit those quotas, yes." He says, "Well, if we want to compete, or we want to be a more viable option than Sunderstone, then yeah, then we should." He says, "All right, we'll put out word. Put out word. There's jobs going. If we can hit those quotas, it's better for all of us." He says, "I'll take the low price on this one, and tell them we can do it." And they're talking about just moving stone and getting more. And then with the gems, you can see her going, "No. She goes, "That's 10 gold, 12 at best for this one, and all of these 3 each." And they're bargaining with her, and the dwarf and the human look to each other. They nod, and they shake her hand and exchange gold for gems with the woman.
Excellent. Cool. Well, once they've left, I want to walk up to her and say good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
She looks at you. She says, "Good morning, sir. How can I help you?"
I bring the gems out and I put them on the counter, I guess. I go, "I'd like these appraised, and if you're interested, board." What a
And she
crappy
says,
word.
"Ah, yes. Well, this one's quite nice. We can trade all of these. I would go 13, 8, and 2 in order." She points to each of them.
How
And
about
she says 2 for the one that the young man at the other shop said 5 gold for.
I raise my eyebrows at her. How about 5, 10, and 15, ma'am?
Okay, 2 things. Can you just roll a straight intelligence check?
Mm-hmm.
Just roll and add your intelligence.
Second roll of the game.
Oh,
Okay,
+1.
and now just roll a persuasion.
That's +6, so that's a 24.
22.
+4, sorry, so it's a straight 20.
Okay. And she says, "Well, it's clear that the prices of things can't fool you." She just puts them. She puts a 15, 10, and 5. She stacks them kind of like poker style. Restacks them. Just chucks them into a small pouch, and kind of slides it forward on the table to you.
So a little bit of thoughts on my character at the moment. My character was looking to kill someone this week because they haven't killed any human. This character's now on the top of his hit list. He doesn't like when people try to fuck him over. If there's going to be murder, she's first at the moment, and I'm happy that she's accepted it, but I've still got my eyes kind of frowned at her, kind of thing, and I take the gold. Have a good day, ma'am. And I walk out.
She smiles.
Not happy.
While she's trading with you, when she's handing you the gold, she says, it's a beautiful day. It's wonderful. But, I think there might be some bad weather later. Saw some crows and ravens, circling out on the horizon. As she slides you the gold, there's a little note under it.
Ooh.
I'm still not happy with her, but I'm happier that there's a note there. Raven's code word. Do I know these? Do I know these words?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand her meaning.
Okay, then I'll take one less gold and leave. Sorry.
So you
leave
leave
one
what?
gold
You
on
take a gold out of the pouch and leave it on the counter?
No, when she's had it, yeah, I just leave that gold, nod to her, and leave then.
She winks.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you get the idea that if she didn't haggle, it would be out of character for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Excellent. All right. Well, and I kind of like give a salute as I kind of walk out to everyone else standing there and walk out the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a. So, before you move to the next car, I just want to go for a walk. Probably up onto the hill. Up over here, if this is a hill.
Yep.
That's overlooking the town, and I just want to
Mhm.
go up there. Or yeah, with an apple or something, and I'm going to go up there and sit up there for a while, read the note, and I'm going to also read the
Bringing your
map
donkey?
that I have. Yeah,
You okay?
I will bring both of them.
All right. So you got like your little kit leaning up against the cart, eating apples and reading.
No, I don't read until
Yeah.
I get up there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Osborne, it's a new day, a new morning. You have a glorious awakening after your harrowing night, after having a one-on-one combat against an elite hobgoblin, having to vanquish a pack of venomous large spiders and being chased away by a wolf. You've made it back. You've rested. It's a new day, and you're ready. What do you do?
I awake with a start, like a jolt up out of bed, which is very out of character for me. I usually am calm and collected and has a pretty good idea of what's going on around me, and it's very strange for anyone who happens to be spying in on a sleeping halfling. It's very strange for me to wake up in such a way. I wake up and I'm breathing slightly heavier than usual and glancing around as memories of these giant spiders to me. I have no idea if they were normal sized or not to other people, but they were huge.
Mm.
Having terrible memories of these spiders and this elite hobgoblin that stabbed me too many times. And this very long, treacherous walk back to Founderlin, arriving very late, almost you could call it early. I want to try and get up and stretch out my weary self, to assess my injuries, and to go get something to eat.
Okay. So you head down to the to the to the bar and dining area of the Stonehill Inn. You see Toblin readying things, and in a bit of a stupor on the other side of the bar, you see Tiber having some eggs, and he's just chowing down with hungover hunger. On the other side of the bar, he doesn't notice you. He's just got his face in his food right now. You see Toblin, and
Is what Tiber is eating? Is it expensive? Does it look
just
expensive?
seems like a basic meal. Bread,
Okay,
egg,
I want
and
to
some
order one of
vegetables.
those. I'll order one of those, and I'll go up to Toblin and ask him for a basic breakfast, the breakfast menu.
He says,
I don't know.
we'll fix you up," and he shouts out to the kitchen, "Another breakfast!" And he just keeps going. He says, do you need a drink?
How much does that cost?
I think it's just going to be about. I think that'll be 7 silver.
Sweet enough.
Actually, are you getting a drink or no?
I'm just gonna get water.
Okay, so yeah, 5 silver.
5 silver?
Yeah.
Okay, done. Sweet, that's all done. I give him a nod from several feet back behind the bar so he can see me do it. And then I'm going to go and wander over to Tyler and sit
Okay.
down next to him.
So you go over, and
Yep.
he's like, looks at you, and then he nods at you, and he just like, he's got so much in his mouth, it takes him like a good 15 seconds to fully chew and swallow everything he's doing. He says, Osborne, there you are. I thought you were dead. And he grabs you like by the neck and shakes. It's good to see you. How did you get out?
I uncomfortably remove his hand from my neck and give him like wait a moment before responding. It was quite a interesting evening that I had. Much danger. Running through the forest,
He
trying
says,
to escape.
yes, us too. We fought a giant construct the morning after we made camp. It had demon eyes, and it moved and it screamed like those scarecrows. We killed it, and he lifts up and shows you a wound that he's nursing. He says, I'm still recovering, but we killed it. Then we were chased by wolves. It was a long ride back.
At this point, I'll jump up onto my stool. Like I'll sit on it, but I have to like jump to get up to it. I'll get up onto my stool and give him a little clasp on the shoulder, hopefully avoiding any wounds. There's no wounds on his shoulder, right? Okay. I'll avoid wounds and give him a friendly tap
Avoid
on
wounds.
the arm.
He's wounded everywhere. But yes.
give him a friendly tap and just I'll say to him like, "You do seem to be quite the meat shield."
He says, well, yeah. So, well, it's got to be someone.
I trust everyone made it back okay.
He says, yes, except no sign of Fenro. He
I look surprised.
he says he then says, Parig tells me that the owlbear got him.
I look shocked. It's just like, oh, that's a shame.
Did you tell them that Fenro got cut up by the owlbear? See?
Fuck no.
Because you did. Sorry, you didn't tell them?
No,
I
I said that he didn't make it.
Session.
I said he was on the ground. I didn't say he got cut up by the owlbear.
Okay, sorry.
What happened?
Sorry, retcon that. So, you know that Tiber tells you that he says, I don't think Fenro made it.
No, we know he's dead. We definitely we definitely know that he's dead.
He does
but
say
I didn't say he got ripped up by the.
Okay.
I said he didn't get ripped up by the owlbear because I fucked if I know. I just saw him dead.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
He just says, he says, well, Fenro didn't make it. But he did manage to release the owlbear. We can be grateful to him for that.
I nod and say, yes, you can always trust a monk to do that. And I kind of bow my head a little bit. I'm sad that a fellow monk has passed from this world, even though that we weren't of the same religion.
Yeah.
You
both have, you both also, know the religion and the spirituality of martial training. And, yes.
I'm displeased that it has come to this end for him.
He says, it's unfortunate. It's even more unfortunate that he did not manage to get his vengeance. As you would both know that Fenrir was there to hunt down a shape-changing individual that cut down his traveling group.
Okay, cool. Didn't know that. It's a pity one does not get their vengeance. Maybe if we are back in that area, we can finish the job for him.
He says, perhaps, but, and he looks down at his wound again and says, it'll be a little while before I'm wanting to run straight forward into danger again. He says, and now he says, have you just got up? You haven't seen Avalak or Parag?
I just woke.
Okay. If you see Avalak, tell him I'm looking for him in the inn. I won't be moving around much today, I don't think. He says, but I should go see Harbin. Then he says, might go see him after this.
Okay. When I see Avalak, I shall tell him. Is there anything else? Do you need him for a particular reason? Do you need to bring anything with him?
He says, no. I just need his attention. If he's got time to give it. He also says, yes, also, that elf lady was looking for you. Sister Gorel. That's right.
I look surprised. Who is Sister Gorel?
He says, perhaps you didn't meet her properly. She's a cleric of Timora. She's healed us. She healed me. She healed Morthos before once as well. She's around town, although she likes to wander old ruins and shrines in the area. She was looking for you. She seemed to know you quite well. And as you now remember, when you last received a significant amount of gold, you gave it all to some disadvantaged people in town. It's actually Lady Timora who looks after any kind of orphaned or disadvantaged children and people in the town. And so you had found means to get that money to her or given it to her directly. And so she is aware of who you are and is apparently looking for you.
Okay. Does she have a place of residence?
He says no. I think she was just asking around the town. She's probably in the town square or something.
Aye.
He says, actually, no, wait, no, she does. No, she's, I think she lives in the south side of town, south of the market. But I reckon she's probably still out and about looking for you.
Okay. I'm gonna eat my breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go find her. And if I run into Avalak on the way, then cool. I want to do a perception. Where's Avalak? Is he inside?
In the tavern right now? No.
Okay, but is he like outside?
Well, he's probably heading. Avalak, were you heading back there?
Yeah, I
To
was
the
heading.
inn?
I was heading back there
Yeah.
from Harbor.
I'm gonna roll a perception.
Oh, you
To
don't
see if
need
I can
to.
spot you.
Avalak is coming back that way. So while you're talking with Tiber, rolling 1s20. That's a good one. No, but
Damn.
Avalak is coming back in. You don't notice right until he opens the door and he's right in front of you.
I'm like, Avalak.
And I sort
And
of,
you see Tiber. Tiber's still got his mouth full again. He lifts a mug of ale up at you and waves.
and I sort of nod to him, but I'm more surprised at the fact, Osborne, I presume you either left or something more untoward happened to you. But that's good to see.
I give you a nod and yes, there was some misfortune. in my travels back. But needless to say, I think you're about to have some more misfortune.
Oh,
Fiverr wants to see you for something.
oh, I see. Well, let's deal with the situation best we can.
I give you a little pat on the calf. And
I sort of look down and it's like, well, next time if you want to pat me on the shoulder, just tell me. I'll be able to lean down. Don't worry, I'm not that old. And I sort of walk over the timer.
I look a little bit hurt, like my pride is hurt a little bit.
They're small.
And I'm going to wander out to the town square to try and find this lady.
Okay.
Where do I have to go? To the town center? Is that where town?
Well, where do you go?
To the town center, like the town.
Yeah, the town square. Yeah,
town square.
the middle. Okay, go out there and roll perception.
Hey. What is my perception?
What's your total?
Plus 2. 12? 12.
Okay. It takes you some time, but you do see her just talking with an old lady at the market, and you do notice her. She hasn't seen you.
Okay, out of character, what does my character know about her, apart from the fact that she's a cleric and a healer?
You know that she's an elf.
Yep.
You know that she takes care of, especially after the bandits. Especially there were some children that have been without parents, and any children or any people who have hit hard times, she does her best to help and care for them. And you know that she is a priestess of Timora, and that is the deity of luck and fate.
A priestess of Timora?
Timora.
Timora. Okay.
Actually, I think I have a character card for her. If you check your journal, she might be in there. If she's not, then yeah, Sister Gorel. There we go.
No, not backgrounds.
If you go to journal, I haven't written the thing, so don't worry.
I got the name.
He says Angelin. Okay.
Here we go. Let me see.
Yeah. Gilmore met her. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna slowly make my way through the crowd to go greet this lady of luck.
Okay. So you go over, and as you approach, you notice you.
I was going to wait, kind of like in line, like of whoever she's conversing with.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to just barge in on them.
The conversation ends, and as she begins to turn away, she notices you. She says,
I look up at her and hi.
She says, "Good
Sister.
morning. I was looking for you. I just wanted to say thank you for your generosity before all of that gold you've been able to give us. I've been able to do a lot of good things for many of the children left behind after the bandits. And over the last week, I've put some time towards something, and I wanted you to have it." And she pulls forth this little pendant charm and gives it to you.
Okay.
She says,
Write this 1 times charm.
She says it's a small token of luck and safekeeping. It's a charm that many of us know how to create. Any of those who follow the way of Timora.
Is it like a pendant or is it like a ring? What type of charm is it? Is it that I can wear?
It's
or
not
hold?
a pendant. It's more like you would probably tie this around your belt or something. It's like a little. It's like a
okay.
little.
Yep.
It's got a cord. I mean, you could wear it as a pendant, but it's more like the kind of it's a little large and cumbersome.
How
It's a
big
bit.
is it? Like, would it fit in my hand easily or not easily? Being a
It'll be
halfling hand.
longer than you. It's elongated. It's a long object.
It's a long one. Okay.
It's about I would say 4 or 5 inches long, and it's like a strap of leather with wooden, with small wooden like toggles off it, and
Okay.
the leather has some runes and symbols on it. She says it's a token of my god. I hope it will bring you good fortune.
Thank you, sister. I gladly accept this. One always needs luck in whatever they're doing.
She smiles and says yes.
I want to request her help to fasten it onto my arm, like my forearm. So it'd be like I'll wear it on my forearm.
Okay, it's like strapped into your forearm.
Yeah,
Okay.
like strap it onto my forearm at the wrist and like just below the elbow. It sounds like it'll fit in that area on me.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to have it.
Yeah, and she managed to help you fasten that. She says, very good.
I give her a nod and thank you. I look at it and get a little smile and I got a gift. Don't really get gifts from people. How are the kids doing? Are they all fine, I trust?
And she says yes. They're all well. And she says, and I've been able to spend some time and help some of the widows as well. So it's been good. I think you can either give them fish or teach them to fish, and to use that bad analogy, they're still fishing now, so it's good. I think they'll be okay.
I nod and say yes.
And she
it
mentions
is important
to you,
that we all have equal stars.
She says, "Now, what's your business in town now? The bandits are gone. Will you be traveling through? Does your pilgrimage lead you elsewhere?"
I'm a little bit wary because I don't usually divulge information on what I'm doing. Because I'm very not trusting in general. So I'm looking at it a little bit suspiciously, and I say, I will be around the area. I'm not leaving just yet. There is another matter of.
And as soon as you tell her
I will stay
that
around.
you're not leaving immediately, she just smiles and says, "Well, that's good then. I'll see you around." And she goes to leave.
Awesome. I give her a wave and turn on my heel and walk back to the Stonehill Inn.
Okay. Parig, you're on the hill.
I am.
You are reading a map. You are reading a note. And anything else?
I have to my left-hand side, if I'm reading, my right-hand side is the crossbow. It's loaded, and on my right-hand side is the rapier, which is sitting ready there as well.
Okay. You're reading the map. The map is a seemingly standard map of many of the mines and mining sites in the Sword Foothills. In the top left of the map, you see Fandolin, and all to the right, you see markings of circles and crosses and things all marked. And what languages do you speak?
Common Dwarvish, Elvish, and the Common Giant.
There's just one dwarvish rune next to one of the sites. Um, and it says, and it just says wave next to it.
Wave.
Yeah.
Capital W? Do they have capital W's? As in wave, as in a name, or just the word
Yeah.
wave?
Like the name wave.
The name wave. Okay.
You can see
Does
the
it?
way it's circled as like a main point of interest.
What is there anything? Is the point of interest just in the middle of nowhere, or is it
No,
on
it's
an
at
object?
it's at the base of one of the mountains, and it's about 15, 16 miles from town.
15, 16 miles from town. What's the closest circle from here? Be that one?
Sorry?
What's
Yeah,
the
the
closest?
other ones have been like crossed or scratched out.
Okay. All right. So someone's gone. So does it look like there's different inks between them?
Yeah.
Yep. Are all the circles in the same ink? Like,
No,
and
they're
have the
different.
same amount of fade?
No, some of them have more. You can see that some of these were obviously written a long time ago, and some of them sooner. Some of them more recent.
What
Hard to
was the
tell.
la-
Hard to tell past a certain amount.
Yeah.
Obviously, the map is in rough condition. It's exchanged hands through quite bloody circumstances a few times, you gather.
And the closest one's on Wave, which is 16 miles away, you said, which is about a day's travel? How far away is that? About days?
If you ride a horse at full pace for 8 hours, you can do nearly 30 miles in a day. By foot, I'd say you could probably travel that in one whole day.
Alright. No other markings, just a circle. Alright, cool. I'll put that back into its case and put it on my person. So in my
Okay.
backpack or whatever I have. And obviously I'm careful when I'm doing this. I'm not just throwing it around. I then want to look at the note, see what it says. But
Okay.
before I look at the note, I look around, and then I look at the note.
Okay. Roll perception.
Yeah, that's it. Just a straight 4.
Yeah. It's clear.
Okay. Yep. So I want to make sure that I'm facing towards the town, and then I want to read the note.
Okay. You open the note, and it's been folded up a fair bit, and there are actually 2 sheets of very, very thin parchment. The first one says, "Good to see you again. This came for you from a friend," and that's the first note. The second
Did I
one,
recognize her voice?
at that point in time, you didn't, but upon realizing that she gave you that coded message upon leaving, you did realize that it was her. The intellect check at the start was to see if you could instantly remember that voice
Okay.
upon hearing it. And you didn't
Excellent.
upon hearing it, but then as
now that I have this information,
she
two and
gave
two
you a
together.
coded message on your way out, which you then go lightning bolt.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right.
And this is a different note. It just says, Watch your back. There's chatter picking up about your little town. When you no longer feel the need to keep the company of farmers and villagers, come find me in Waterdeep. There's a job. And you see at the bottom, there's a symbol of a claw.
What's the claw symbol? Do I know the claw symbol?
You know the claw symbol. That's your buddy old pal Ravenclaw. And it was something that she mentioned about. She said there are ravens about on the horizon.
Okay. Yep,
and that there is bad weather on the way.
Okay. From this, I'm going to interpret that someone's come into the town, and they're going to fuck the town up. I'm not quite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of, from the fact that she did it in front of me, I'm going to interpret that it's kind of urgent, so it's getting close. She's done it on the first time that I've seen her, and she's it's a decent amount of risk, so I'm going to assume that the threat is looming, probably within the week kind of thing. What else am I going to... So how far is Waterdeep from here?
I'll check.
Can I have a map of the
Yeah, it's in your journal.
the country?
It's in your journal.
Which one's my journal? Eastern known locations and platforms.
So it's about 120 miles.
Waterdeep, and where are we? We're at Neverwinter, aren't we?
No, you're in Phandalin. Which is it's not labelled, but it's that small cluster of houses south of the wood.
Small cluster of houses south of the wood.
Between
Okay, and whereabouts was that circle? That was probably going to the left of the thing.
It's just to the right of Phandalin. It's like southeast of Phandalin in those mountains.
Right. Do I know if the mountains are passable? Or is it a pain in the ass?
It's unlikely you would know that. Obviously there are miners' trails. There are miners that work, in the mountains with different caverns and such.
Could I interpret how much the treasure map would be worth to someone of importance?
What makes you believe it's a treasure map?
Because I want treasure, so I've automatically gone to treasure. I'm assuming it's what I want, and kind of thing. Like, my character's like, there's a circle on a map usually that leads to treasure. That's just he doesn't give a shit about anything else.
Yeah, fair enough. There's something of value there.
And I've taken it from someone that wanted it because I knew they were arguing about it.
It's difficult to evaluate something that you don't know what it could be. So I guess it's up to your character. How you want to play.
Well, he's going to try and... The way that he's coming to the conclusion is that he stole it off a decently powerful
people.
That wizard wasn't willing to give it up. Someone else wanted it who was reasonably powerful, and he was willing to go to... yeah?
Groll the Bugbear had it, and Vimren, that drow.
Yeah, he wanted it.
He wanted it, and it was actually agreed, it seemed, that he was supposed to hand it over, but Groll was pressing him for payment.
Yeah, but I'm also going to make the conclusion that he, the necromancer, was willing to cross a bugbear because I saw him going into his chambers to get the map. So the map is of decent importance to that one man kind of thing, and he's willing to cross a fucking bugbear for it. So, it's like he's willing to risk his life for this map. it's of reasonable importance.
You don't know for sure he was going to get the map. He could have been fleeing.
Well, he's gone in there.
Yeah.
Either way, the fact that he's left the fight with the bugbear, he's abandoned his post.
Oh yeah, he does not. He does not have.
For
He
this,
doesn't owe. He clearly doesn't owe his loyalty to that bugbear.
Yeah,
You assume
but
that.
yeah, and you could tell that if the bugbear caught him in his chambers, he was going to kill him. So why would you risk that for anything other than the map?
Exactly.
Is his conclusion. Like, you could get gold, but obviously this is worth more than
what do
the
you want
gold.
to know?
How much people usually pay for this kind of thing?
It's a very unique thing. It's not a usual thing. Like, you don't deal in treasure maps, really. Legit ones. I mean, what does your character want for it?
He's looking at this as a 6-month, kind of 12-month vacation. So something that he could sell off that for a kind of year he could just sit back on a beach somewhere and not have to worry. That's what he's looking. Like a not set forever, but set for a decent amount of time kind of thing. So a way out for a bit. That's how much he's looking at that for. So a little bit of luxury. So he's kind of excited about that, and he's coming to the conclusion he's not going to go. The going after it himself is never crossing his mind. He has zero intention of hunting down a treasure kind of thing. He's like, they need a fucking necromancer to go and get this, and the bugbear couldn't even go and get this. Like, I'm just one guy. He knows his limitations. I'm not going to fucking go into a deep, dank cave to try and get the treasure, no matter how much it is. But someone in Waterdeep might want it. So he's kind of like, go to Waterdeep, no one wants the map, then, we'll take the contract and go on our merry way kind of thing. So that's his plans and his tensions at this point in time. So yeah, he's interested, he's excited, not excited. That's his plan for the foreseeable future at this point in time.
Okay.
Cool. I want to scrunch up the note, scrunch it up even more, tear it into little pieces, and then eat it.
Okay. Cool.
And
you eat the notes?
And not the map.
No, not the
map. Cool. I'll take the donkeys and go back down to the thing. Oh, actually, no. I'm just going to enjoy the weather. I'm just going to sit down.
Avalok, you're with Tiber in the Stonehill Inn. It's probably just around 11, just after 11.
I've sort of settled myself sort of beside him, saying, Tiber, I heard from Osborne. It's good to see him alive.
He says, yes. Seems his distraction worked. And he says, well, we did manage to get away pretty easily, except for that giant thing. And he says, by the way, do you have the stones?
Yes, I do have some stones here. Any particular reason you're asking about them?
He says, can I just have a look at them? Do you know anything about them?
Oh, maybe a thing or two, but if you want to peruse them first, of course. And I can sort of go into one of my bags and sort of pull out the stones and hand it to him.
He looks at them and he says, you said they were sending stones.
Oh, well, anyone with any sort of magical talent can use them as, basically a transmitter or receiver. A message from, point the person.
And he chucks the other one at you, and you just hear a voice in your head. It says, Avalok, what are we to do next? As he's staring at you, smiling.
Oh, I see.
And you can respond in that sending. you also, I believe that's how the spell works. I'll just double check. I believe when he actually no, because you would have to use your stone to reply. I believe.
And then,
Anyway.
I just so quietly say to him, "We don't need to use the stones, as no one was paying much attention to us
no,
at the moment."
you can answer. You can answer off his spell.
Answer. Okay.
Yeah.
With
so 25 words or less. Just short answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, I say to him, well, it seems like we either go directly to the spell forge, or we find more information.
And he's now speaking audibly to you after you guys have exchanged that telepathically. And he says, well, you're the one who saw into his mind. What do you think? He says, I worry about delaying.
No, very good point. We don't want this to fall in the wrong hands. If I were to choose, I would go directly towards the forge, but having all available as information may prove more useful.
He says, what could we find out? What could we...
Well, we do need to venture to... where's the place? Oh, sorry, no, I've forgotten.
To where?
Sorry.
It's okay. If you describe it, I can help you out.
I've fucking blanked. Sorry.
Is it the name of the cavern? The
No,
name of the mine?
it's a particular town or two particular things we could have done, and forget it. Don't worry. Yeah. No, forget what I said. I was thinking something else entirely. No, to the mine itself. However, was, as you say, I had a pretty good idea as to where it's located.
He says, do you think we should leave today?
Yes.
He says, all right. Very well. When we find the others, we'll gear up again. We'll do what we can. He says, actually, we need to go speak with the town master. Catch him up on things.
Oh, don't worry.
Says, but didn't you speak with him last night?
And this morning as well. So
Says,
he has all the information he requires. We don't need to tell anyone else about our leaving. If anyone asks, we'll have to come up with some kind of use or some other direction we're going towards.
He nods and says, yes. That would be best, probably.
Yeah, we need to keep this information. The only people that we need and what they need to know.
He finishes, finally, the mountain of food he has been having. Puts it back, presses it back. Downs the last little bit of his ale. He gets up from his stool, kind of still holding his wound on his side, but able to move. Like, he's learnt how to take a hit by now. And he says, well, all right. Guess we should get some supplies and get ready.
Yes, while we sort of catch up, and now I'm just audibly sort of speaking, I'm not using the stones. Of course, we'll go with it. finish our affairs here as best as possible. Yes, no, I'll catch up with you later. I just need to quickly do something.
Okay.
And I head back actually up to my room in the inn itself.
Okay.
And once I was entered the room itself and all that, and was closed the door and made sure it's sort of locked itself, I pull out the letter I got from Harm beforehand.
Okay.
And
Which one?
The
You've
one.
got 3 with you right now.
The
No,
one,
4. You've got 4 letters with you.
The one that was for me.
Directly to you. All right. As you pull the letters out, the wax seal on this letter is a symbol that you recognize. It's from the Temple of Joaquin, and it's addressed to you.
Strange. Well, I break it open.
Yeah. When you do, there are 2 pieces of 2 pieces of parchment in there. There's a letter and another piece of parchment behind it. The first bit says, Avalak. You have not met me, yet we know of each other. I am Lady Ashra of Joaquin. I am a seer and a prophet, and from one diviner to another, I request your aid. Our temple usually does not involve outsiders in such matters, but there is something delicate that I wish to speak to you about. It concerns our agent, with whom you travel. Enclosed in this envelope is a scroll of sending. Please use it to contact me directly. I do not wish to discuss such things by letter. We have a job for you, should you be willing to take it. We know not what your reasons are for traveling with Tiber. However, if there is any aid that we can give you, please know that we would extend it to you. And there are actually 3 pieces of parchment.
Okay, well, I'll move on to the next.
The next piece of parchment is a writ of recommendation from the Temple of Joaquin that more or less has writing to say that you are a friend of that temple, that they owe you a favor, and that any kindnesses that they can extend to you, within reason, without going out of their way, that it should be offered to you. And then the next piece of parchment, you look it over, and as mentioned, it is indeed a scroll of sending.
Interesting. This is a peruse, and I was like, mused to myself, I was like, should I contact her now and see exactly what she needs? I suppose I am about to, and this is how I saw in the force.
Just as a note, it is very, very difficult for you to understand that scroll to be a scroll of sending. It's only because she has told you that you're able to deduct that that's how it works, as it is a 3rd level magic. And you could still attempt to use that scroll.
Yeah. Now this is what I'm using in my head. But it may form more complications, so I shall do this later, and I'll just put that in my bag.
Okay.
With my
Mark mark that you have a scroll of sending. You're quite
Yep.
the scroll keeper. Have a look.
Oh,
Have a look.
so,
Now
gotta
they're
have
just
a
giving
right-
them to you.
Yeah, and it's like, how all these? You can't use them yet, but they're damn ready. Okay, so I have two other. One
you have-
one's directed
you
at
have-
Tiber, correct? And one.
Yeah, there's one directly to Tiber, and as you look at the one on that, it's got the same wax seal on it,
Mm.
coming from the official Temple of Joaquin. The other one is an unmarked letter. Harbin handed it to you, saying it came from Silas Hallwinter. It was unmarked, saying it was for you and your companions. There is another one with the phoenix symbol for... Actually, no, he didn't give that to you. Never mind. 3 letters
Yeah,
from Morthos. He kept on to that.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Cool. Yeah, so with the one with Tiber, I intend to sort of give that to him later, but I don't sort of read that, so I'll put that away for now. But the unmarked letter was sort of... I read that.
As you open the letter, you see that it says, "From Lord Silas Hallwinter." And it's got the date marked as just 2 days ago, I believe. And it says, "To those known as Tiber, Morthos, Avalak, and Osborne, you can imagine how heavy a father's heart would be upon receiving a excited letter from their son, and then the next day receiving his body. My son Sildar wrote to me, detailing much of your exploits and the good deeds that you have done under his watch around Phandalin. I appreciate the measures you went to bring his body back to his family under the circumstances. It is with great loss that I bear seeing my son pass. When you are able to, I would implore you to please visit me in Waterdeep and tell me the tale of his passing, as it troubles me much.
Wait. Did you say Waterdeep?
And we should remember him together." He says, as I am able, I have some influence I can extend to you on behalf of the honors you had given Sildar with your time. And it attached 4 writs of recommendation. Just similar. This is kind of like a similar, a routine thing that they do. Attached with, and actually enclosed in that envelope, it was quite bulky as there was quite a lot of parchment to it. There were also 4, they're kind of like, they're quite slim, light metal, almost like brooches, like a brooch or a pin. Like small pins that bear the crest of the Hallwinter family. He says, if there is any favor that the goodwill of the Hallwinter family can extend to you, please know that we would vouch for each and every one of you. As I know in your current state, you may have many challenges facing you. Do not rush to see me, but please, when you are able to in your time, it would be good to meet. And it's signed Lord Silas Hallwinter. And each of those 4 writs of recommendation are to each and the 4 of you.
All right. So we'll give him
As
these.
as Sildar would have known Morthos, and Morthos was responsible for the bandit routing, and Purrig came into the picture quite after that, so you deduct that he obviously didn't have that rapport with Sildar.
Mm-hmm. So, well, also gathering the pins and the writs of recommendations, sorting them out, and the letters themselves, I sort of bunched them together and put them in my bags.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and to muse for a second. I'm just wondering exactly what I got myself into, but at the same time, pulling myself up and leaving the room so I can head down stairs to see Tyber again.
Okay. You go back down towards Tiber after reading your letters. Is that right?
After reading the letters, and I
Okay.
lay myself down.
Purrig, are you heading towards the tavern, the inn?
Yeah, if I would have sat there for maybe an hour and a half.
Okay, so there's still a
kind of
while.
Contemplating.
So you'll rock up there a bit later.
Yeah.
Osborne, what are you up to?
My short, stumpy legs are taking me back to the inn.
All right. So, sorry, one sec. That was a tasty burrito. It's canon.
There's another dragon. There's another dragon in disguise.
Exactly. Okay. So, I would say, Avalak, you got a bit of time with Tiber now. I reckon Osborne, you'll probably rock up in the next 2 to 5 minutes, and Pyrrhic a little after that. So Tiber, you're heading down back to the inn. Sorry, did I say Tiber? Avalak. Avalak, you're heading back down the stairs, and you see Tiber still there.
Moving.
Actually, no. Tiber's like there, and he's got some of his things ready. He's got his armor on, and his shield on, and he's more or less ready to go.
And as I walk up to him, I was like, well, seems like Tyber, so quite quick this morning. Good. I received a few letters, and, well, this one's particularly for you, and I sort of pull out the one just addressed to him personally.
Okay.
Still see it when I just hand it to him.
Says, "Oh, thank you. Where was it from?"
I
who
did
gave
not
it to you?
open that one. Oh, Harvard had it and gave me a few sort of other letters as well, including.
Mutters under his breath. He mutters under his breath. Sloppy.
Yes, right. Yeah.
He says, "I mean you no offense, Avalak, but when messengers deliver messages, they should go to the intended. Obviously, he knows we have trust between us, but again, that is the sloppiness of the townmaster for you."
You are silly, aren't you, Todd? But you do realise we were just at a castle, so they would have come before time, and we will not have been here.
He says, "Yes, I find it odd, though, that he entrusted it to you and not wait to give it to me personally, as is custom when delivering a message."
Maybe he's afraid of
Fucking Tiber.
you know?
He says, "Well, perhaps." And he opens it and starts to read, and you can see his face definitely change some expression, and he's like, "Oh." He takes a moment to read it, and you see him going over, and he looks at you, And he looks back at the letter.
Anything concerning you?
He says, yes. It seems there is much happening amongst my temple. They mention you. Apparently they've written to you as well. One of my temple superiors will be coming out here later this week, it seems, to meet with me, and it seems that they are going to go ahead with a small temple of Joaquin here.
Well, it's cause for celebration for yourself, don't you, son?
Yes. Yes, I believe so. He mentions, he says in that, he says, my superior, Bahel Ran, mentions that Sildar wrote to the temple as well, and on my request that I had been suggesting that our church expand down here to help provide services for the trade that the region will now be doing. It's good. The temple will bring with it some temple guards, which will no doubt be able to help throughout the town. Be able to help with more transport, guards on trade routes, as we were hired as such. Things like that. It will be good. They can provide fair appraisals, so on and so forth.
Yes, and boon to the town itself, as it seems that temples, with greater was the security and learning to facilitate the peoples around here.
He nods. But yes, just in a few days, he'll be arriving, and he and I will meet and discuss how it will work.
Well, fair enough. So with the business of Joaquin.
Yeah, and he says at the bottom, he says, but he also mentions that our high prophet, Lady Ashra, has written to me as well in this letter, and Baharan mentions that they wrote to you as well. I think it's related. I think it's related to the structures and the creatures we've been seeing. I think it poses a danger larger than the scope of what we can currently see. It seems they don't know very much about it either, but
am I in the vicinity at this time?
No, you'll probably be walking in about a minute.
Okay.
And she says, I've been asked to see if you'd like to accompany me on my inquiry into these things.
Well, Tybo.
He says, honestly, I don't even know if this is a task that I should be doing, but my temple has asked it of me to see if I can find out what I can and report back.
Well, we'll take it one step at a time. I presume we do not, if we need to do this task, or I to assist you in this task, we don't have to accomplish it immediately, correct?
He says no. It seems as though this is they're looking for information, and it seems that they know that we've had encounters with these strange constructs and these otherworldly forces and powers. I think it's because we're here in the right place at the right time. They are coming to us.
Well, I would suggest we'll let it come in its proper time. We do not need to rush towards it, and perhaps you'll get greater assistance once your superior arrives in the town itself.
He says, yes, indeed. But,
Oh,
and at this point, Osborne, you walk into the tavern and you see Avalak and Tiber talking on the other side. Continue,
Yes,
Avalak.
I'll make.
no, just sort of look, and also, well, and I saw a spot. Was it Osborne? Was it walking as well? And also, I got a letter from Lord Hallwinter. Not the one who had died, of course, but his father.
And he grabs it from your hand, if you've got it out, and
Yeah, no,
eagerly reads it.
Yes, well, please is usually appropriate, but no
And he
worries.
mutters under his breath, Waterdeep. And he removes one of the papers and sees that he's got some kind of written proof of his servitude to the Lord, and a small pin. He fastens it to his person. Sorry, that was a burrito burp. And just is nodding, and he says, "Thank you, Avalok. It seems their patron and lord wishes to speak with us and meet us."
Hmm. In such a request, I suppose we must. Does it make an appearance and see, and also the grieve, as it's appropriate?
Mm.
So it looks like the Osborne's coming over.
And Osborne, you're
Now in the general vicinity.
yeah.
Cool. I will greet Avalak and Siege Tyler with a good Is it afternoon now?
It's nearly midday.
Nearly midday.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. What is in store for us today?
Well, seems you've come just at the appropriate time. Here. And I just pin. I sort of lean down or whatever and pin the pendant. Was it upon it?
Okay.
See.
Okay.
Now,
I
I am questioning it. What is this?
Well, it seems like your deeds have been recognised by the Hallwinters. And thus so, this pendant will be a recognizer of that fact.
and
Mainly-
you hand him the letter that kind of lists, has his name and says is a friend of the Hallwinter family. We recommend him for his valor and so on and so, is kind of the gist of the letter.
I look at it and, interesting. And make no further comment upon this letter. I hand it back to Avalak, and I ask him in a quietish voice so Siege can't quite hear us. How is he? He seemed a bit off this morning, like he had a very big headache or something.
He's fine. Don't concern yourself too much of it.
Give some slightly concerned nods to the friendly meat shield of ours, and find the closest stool and drag it over and climb up.
Oh, well, good. Well, I think as soon as we found where Podrick was wandered off to, there's something to
I imagine
discuss.
I'll arrive sometime soon.
Yeah, so probably in the next 10 minutes.
All right. So, the thing, what's your opinion of the state of the town Osborne with, the newfound sort of guard and respect by the seems of it?
I seem to be. I nod and like yes. Yes, I have seen quite the improvements of this town. I'm not certain whether these young men that are acting as guards would be able to actually defend this place in case something happened, but it is good they are trying.
No, you'd be quite correct. It's more about there was a presence at this point than anything else, but it seems like we're going to be soon beset by members of, and I sort of look over the Tiber Joaquin's sort of faith coming into the town itself, and even constructing a temple.
I look genuinely surprised. Oh, that is impressive.
And Tiber nods and is kind of having another drink. This is just a thing of water, but he's just downing it, swallowing and smiling.
So that'll be very interesting.
Around this time, you see Parig walk into the tavern, to the inn. Parig,
So when I walk in, I also have a brand new rapier on my holster, which you may or may not notice, depending on how much attention you're paying. The crossbow's also been the bolt's no longer in it, so it's unloaded, but it's still sitting on my hip. And I'm not looking around, I'm kind of thinking of something in my own head. I'm kind of walking up towards the room. So unless you say something, I'm probably just going to walk past you.
Oh, well, I sort of spy as you come in. It's like, there's a Podrick, I need you over here.
Look up. Oh, good morning, sir. Over.
Sorry, and then...
What can I do for you this morning, sir?
Well, it seems that you have recommendations and pendants, and I was to hand him both a letter.
No, he was not. He was not in the letter.
Oh,
no,
okay.
because Parig came into the picture after the bandits came loose of things, and
yeah, no, my mistake. Anyway, no, instead, so Recon, saying, well, it seems that if we've got everyone here, then we can discuss on what to do next.
Next, sir? Is there a specific plan?
And I sort of look around into the room and just making sure there isn't too many people sort of near shot.
Yeah, you guys are kind of like off to the side now. You've got kind of probably pulled away to your own little like corner of the bar or your own table.
Is the bartender standing there, like shining a mug, like they usually do?
No, he's on the other side, like the opposite corner, like still in that kind of behind the bar area, but he's on the other side of the counter, servicing the other side.
So, it seems a thing that we've been semi-chasing for a while has presented itself. And I am willing to give you the name of this particular thing. We're looking for a cave, or Wave Echo Mine, and more. It's particular.
Sorry, sir, a cave?
Oh, no. It's a Wave Echo Mine. So a cave, or mining, of course. And
as soon as he says that, it clicks in my mind. But I don't show any emotion with it. Well, what's a cave called Wave?
Yes, it has a particular thing of interest laying within it, and it is the best interest of everyone here, and the interest of everyone within the region, that we can get to it and make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, as it were.
What is it that we're looking for?
Is it a weapon, sir? Is it something that we should be afraid of?
It could be. I don't want to presume too much on its actual purpose, but now what I will say, it is magical in nature.
Okay. I nod. I'm thinking.
But
Is this part of a message towards Tiber, your quest, sir?
He says, he knows you. It says yes. I'm with Avalak on this. This is something we need to take care of.
So he
Can
says
you
he's
give
with
us any
Avalak on.
information?
No, he says he's agreeing. He's like,
So he's agreeing to that, saying that this is part of his quest.
yeah.
All right. Yep, Osborne.
Is there any information you can give us about what to expect in this cave?
Well, magicals and items and such. Well, maybe the power and generally do attract the untoward. So I wouldn't just sort of spy guess exactly what will be in there, but just assume the worst.
Do we know where this cave is, sir?
I have a fairly good idea. I was able to, during our escapade in the Cragmore Castle, there was a gleam from the dwarves' mind before we had to take care of him, and I have pretty good idea as to where exactly to go. Unfortunately, we weren't able to recover the map that I was sure that was within that room, or it had to be, but never mind.
I see, sir. I see. Well, looks like we have another adventure then.
It does. And
When shall we set out?
as soon as possible, if that is all right.
I look over at Tiber. Is he fit for travel?
Yes.
He says yes, of course. And you can see that Tiber is actually he's ready to go. He's got his armor on, shield slung over his back with the pack.
I pat my pockets to check to see if I can hear the clinks of coin in there. Touch my arm for where this charm that I just received, and I have everything. I'm ready to go.
And you've got your pack with you and all that?
Yep.
Well, was it things that were in Reyes? Podrick, you will it?
I'm kind of like looking off. Yes, sir. Of course. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, of course. And also, one thing I must stress: we must not tell anyone as to exactly where we're going or why we're going.
Of course, sir.
Very good. Be better for everyone. Right. Well, if we're all prepared, I suggest we leave
Today, sir?
today.
No problem.
And
Okay.
I after sort of saying that, I set off to top of the inn to my sort of room so I can gather the things I've sort of laid there.
Yep.
I'm going back to my room, and in my head is fuck shit, fuck shit. Oh, God fucking damn it! Ah. I'm calculating how much it would cost to get a horse and ride to fucking Neverwinter and just forget this entire thing. Like, plans are just seaming through my head right now, and it's like, do I go with them? Do I not go with them? Do I try and kill them now? No, there's too many of them. They're too strong. God damn it, fuck this shit. You ruined a year's vacation for me. I'm quite angry. I'm in the room and I'm just looking down.
I would like to go and find Rue, and I would like to pull out of my backpack one ancient arrow of elvish make that I have found in the surrounding woods from when we did character creation post up.
You going to knock on the door, or you just going to barge on through?
I'm going there.
Okay.
I haven't arrived. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting at the ancient arrow of elvish make to see, and talk to Avalak to see if he knows anything about it. I'll go to the room and knock on the door. Open the door with a creak and walk in and have luck. I found something in the woods before I met up with your party. Maybe you might know something about it. It seemed important when I found it, so I took it with me. I pull out this ancient arrow and give it to Avalok to inspect.
Curious. No. I'll give it an investigation.
Give just a history check.
Okay, I've got to press the button and see if it works.
That's a nat 1.
Oh,
when it's
God.
red.
Oh, wow. I just mental blank.
You look at it, and it's definitely Elvish. And you're definitely, like, you feel like you know it, but nothing comes to you. You're just like,
I just that was one of. It must be today or something like that day. Now, you are correct. It is Elvish, and it eludes me the distinctive properties of it, and I sort of hand it back. Maybe hand it to me on a later date. I might be able to.
Do you know if there's any, perhaps tribes of elves that lived here long ago? Or perhaps a war?
Well, it depends on exactly how long ago you mean. But, around this region.
And you would know that, like, wood elves, they're always scampering around, especially in the forests and things. If you had to, like, you're a worldly elf, you would guess that an arrow found in the woods that's old would likely be wood elven. Like, it's kind of their specialty, fletching in the wilderness.
Exactly as I know to say to him, but presumably it's wood elven, or even I wouldn't think there'll be any dryads in the region, but several centuries, a lot of people can move within that.
I nod and then take out the divination card that looks like me and hand it across to him as well, to Avalok. And what about this?
Where did you get this?
I found it. I found many things on my travels that I'm not quite ready to share with everyone yet, but this one concerns me. I feel like I can trust you now.
And you look at it, Avalok, and it is a tarot card of some kind, and it is one of, and you would have seen sets and decks like this, and you imagine this would have had many other cards in its set, and you do see it, and it is unremarkably, even though it is an old stylized art, just the way the individual on the character holds himself, the facial features, some of the unique things like that odd scar are actually detailed on the card. And you can actually see on the card there is a leather thing strapped on its arm that you can see now that he has on his arm.
I saw a spot then, and I looked directly at the. I thought this shouldn't be so. What? When did you get this exactly? This card.
I'm going to roll for deception here because reasons, and I'm going to say I found it 3 years ago.
I got to counter roll that, don't I? Ugh.
Yeah, if you want to, if you're attempting to.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, insight check. Okay, so add your deception, Rue, add your insight.
My deception's -1, actually.
15 versus 22. Avalok, you get the inkling that he's not being fully upfront about that last sentence.
And I sort of I sort of spied this and say, well, if you don't want to tell me, that's fine, but it does concern me such that divination card would have a figure on it. very remarkably like yourself. And given it was in the age of this card, I presume, I'm not sure what exactly I can tell you about this. But, as it is, with the time is a weird and winding sort of force, and if this was presented to you, it may have been for a reason. I suggest you hang on to it.
I take it back and look at it again. Okay, I shall keep this with me.
Keep it close.
And I'm gonna put it back in my backpack. And I'll ask you, do you need help gathering your things for the journey?
No. Mostly it was to gather everything I need. I tried to travel as lightly as possible. There's only a few laid out things for particular rituals, but I'll sort of clean them all up. And yeah, well, I appreciate it wasn't the help, but I think we both should adventure as quickly as possible on our journey.
I give you some understanding nods and okay, I will leave you to it. I shall see you downstairs. And I'll head back downstairs.
All right. Who's doing what?
I'm I'm sitting on my bed. I'll say the thoughts going through my mind for the sake of the story. I'm sitting there contemplating maybe if I get an extra day, I could kill Tiber and in his sleep, and then if he's in his sleep and he's dead, then maybe they won't go to the cave, and then I can go up to Neverwinter and sell the script. No, that's too risky. Why would you want to put yourself in that situation? He's already at 4 power now. And I'm kind of working towards a plan, and then it kind of hits me what I want to do and how it's going to be executed. And then I settle on that. As soon as the plan hits into my head, I'm less stressed about the entire idea. The gears start to slow down, and everything starts to shift into place, and it's like, okay, all right, this will work. So now I'm just packing my stuff and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm downstairs with the NPC Tyler and chilling with a thing of water, I guess, drinking.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was venturing down from my room after I was packing my particular things and musing on possibilities as from what the Spellforge might actually do. Not for us, and well, for myself mostly, but
When you're within range, I suppose, Avalak, I'm going to ask you, Avalak, how do we plan on getting to wherever we need to go? Are we walking? Are we getting a horse?
I presume horses.
I say horse with like grudgingly and like horse.
Well, when he tells you that, Avalak, you think about the information that you gleaned from Gundren, and you realize that you can probably take horses some of the way, but much of the way you must do on foot, as it's through mountain passes and terrain that, I mean, you could have horses, but it would mostly just be to carry your things. If you're traveling light, it's unlikely the horses would be much benefit, except for the 4 or 5 miles down the miners trail before you get into the actual the mountain ridges and the rocky crags and valleys between the Sword Mountains and their foothills where the cavern is located.
Yeah. Well, in light of this, actually,
you could take horses, but that'd be of partial benefit.
Yeah, but in light of the information is gleaned in my head all of a sudden. I say, well, it might be easy and save was a complication if we do not take horses.
I look a little bit relieved. Okay.
Yes, but was it take just what we need, not all we have?
Readjust the backpack on my back and bounce on the balls of my feet and look eager and ready to leave.
Well, we have Osborne, Tiber, and it seems like Podrick.
I come down the stairs as you're saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry?
No.
Ready to
Same
go,
point.
sir. Got my pack on my bag.
All right. You guys are all ready?
Yeah.
All right. You head off. Tiber's saying, it's good. It's good that we've got to this. It's a shame that we could not save Gundren, but at least we are helping his vision.
Yes. There's a sort of stark contrast to my usual sort of
Do
self.
we, when we're leaving the town, do we speak to anyone?
Do you?
I make
I'm
express
following everyone
purpose to
else's lead.
avoid Darren.
Okay. You're actively attempting to avoid Darren.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go on.
You meet Darren on the last exit.
Shit. Well, I know he's on guard. I know he's watching.
He was on guard this
somewhere.
morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, why don't you like Darren?
Because I assaulted his horse.
Oh yeah, that's right. Punch the fucking horse.
He was the horse thief. No, the not horse thief, horse thief.
So yes, if we see Darren, I'm going to make a check to hide behind anyone who is
That's all right.
taller than me, at least one size
You
taller.
could just hide in the cart.
They're just rolling behind us.
Yeah. All right. Everyone all good and all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you head off. Avalak, you know that you are heading east-southeast of Phandalin into the foothills of the mines. I'm going to bring you guys over this way. So I've edited this a bit because it's not technically all canon in my new modified world.
Mm-hmm.
So we're heading south from Phandalin, I'm assuming?
You're going
Southeast.
pretty much east. Slightly
okay.
south of east, but mostly east.
Okay. So
And
the bunch of
whereabouts
black
is the
squares
X
to
on
the
my
east of
map,
Phandalin.
Poser?
It's
Handle.
I don't like the way it's laid out on this map, but it's just got it better represented than I can probably do it.
Over here?
No, much closer. One hex is roughly 5 miles.
So it is
So
about
it's
here. Where
roughly
this
there.
mysterious large black blob is.
That one.
Roughly there. Think it kick it a little over to the right. But yeah, that direction.
Cool.
We should be there by nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
One
So you're leaving. It's about midday when you're leaving,
Mhm.
and you head off east.
I'm going to take the front of the pack with direction and be actively looking for threats of anything that might
Okay.
try to
Mhm.
attack us on the road.
I'll take the middle.
As
so I can
soon as
actually
we
tell 'em where to
move
go.
out, I'm
Sorry?
up the back. As soon as we move out, I'm up the back with Mary, and I have a bolt in my crossbow, and my rapier's on my side, and we're ready to go.
If I try, take the middle, so I can at least direct Osborne in the right direction, even though he's taking the front.
I'm
And
just getting in
before you
touch with
head
the
out,
earth.
and before you head out, Tiber stops you all. He says, as you're leaving the limits of Phandalin, he kneels down, does his usual prayer, business that you've seen him do many, many times, and he says, before we go, I want to say a few words. And he recites a prayer of Joaquin and says, we have not known each other long, but we have become friends and comrades through the challenges we've overcome. For Sildar and for the people of Phandalin, may we do right by them. And he more or less bestows upon you a speech of inspiration, and you can all mark. You now all have 7 additional temporary hit points.
Badass.
Yeah.
May you use them well.
Sweet.
As you continue to roll down the hills of the grassland surrounding Phandalin, you kind of edge past Tresendar Manor, that looming ruined manor overlooking Phandalin. That
The red brand we're in.
what was that roll? See, just curious.
I was just going to ask if anyone's following us, but then you started talking.
Okay,
This is
and
just
so
to see if
you're
anyone's
rolling
behind
to
us.
check, to see
Yep.
if anyone. Okay. No one followed you, although people would have seen you leaving town, heading out for the day, or who knows? They can't assume. You're heading out. The first couple of hours go past. 2:00 in the afternoon. You're a fair distance from Phandalin now. It's hidden behind the hills and stuff, but you can still kind of see the grasslands behind you. You continue to travel, and the sun starts to get lower and lower. Another 2 hours go past, and by this time you're probably just past half of the way of your journey, Avalak. You would know.
Ooh.
You're seeing turns, and you're kind of climbing over long forgotten places. Sometimes you see what may have looked like an old path that's now become overgrown with mountain shrubbery, and you're trekking through it, as the only directions you have are the ways that this dwarf Gundren would take to get here.
Are we following the path that's in my map?
There is no path detailed, only the location on the map.
Are we heading towards that?
You are heading towards that. You have the idea that you are.
Okay.
I mean, actually, roll survival. Roll a survival check with advantage, because you've got a map.
Oh.
I'll take that one. No, I'll take the 8.
Yeah, what's the total? 8?
Great, yeah.
Sorry, the total's 8?
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, you think you're heading in that direction. It's now been 4 hours. You're now well and truly like in the mountain wilds. It's quite rocky and steep for this part. You're going up some, like across a steep embankment. There are quite a lot of loose rocks, and under Avalak's direction, Osborne, you start to turn right and go over, and you slide down into this almost like a clearing, like a pocket valley, but it's quite small.
Does it look like a natural clearing, or is it?
Yeah, it's natural. It's natural
Okay.
looking. And you're now in this. It's grassy. There are a few trees and shrubs, but it's quite clear, and the mountains are they've crusted around, and you're kind of in this small basin, and you follow it along for a little while, turning as you go. I need you to all roll perception.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh!
I don't think the thingy works. Because it keeps giving me ones, apparently. Yeah, I think
Just try it again. Just try it again with perception. Just try it again. See
Yeah,
See what it
if
gives
comes
you.
over red, yeah. And,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
works. You're just unlucky.
I'll take the first
He
one.
rolled with advantage.
Nah, that's alright. I'll take the first one.
Yeah. All right. What are your perception
Right.
scores?
22. Natural 20.
Oh,
Adding
natural 20.
Another 5.
I don't know. Where's mine?
You got 9.
Oh, is that mine? Yep. They got
Yeah.
the 9 then. I'm
And
feeding
then add
Mary.
your...
Yeah, just nothing. I don't know perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like a crack addict on crack. I'm looking around for the
Yeah.
cops. I'm on
You
top of
turn
it.
the corner, and off in the distance, you see a humanoid figure looking at you. It's noticed you. It takes you a second to focus on what it is, and it seems to move. This bulky individual moves with an incredible speed towards you.
I alert.
This is an orc.
I do not alert my allies. If it's an orc,
It's seen you. It's seen you
it's seen
all.
me.
Yeah, and you
I'm
see
going
it.
to drop my pack and I'm going to
Everyone
run at
needs
it.
to roll initiative right now.
17 total for me.
It sees you. It roars into the air and starts running, and you hear more footsteps behind it through the underbrush. You can see a few more figures moving around with it.
I was going to say, well, I don't think I'd spy it with my slow perception score. Anyone got to yell out that are coming at us? Or?
Yep. Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm not.
No?
I
I'm
just
not.
need your initiative numbers, please. Just
okay.
yell them out to me.
I got 17.
Okay.
1.
Yep.
Your initiative?
What was yours, Overluck? And I'll roll for Tiber.
What's the plus for your initiative?
Dexterity.
It'll be...
Yeah, cool.
It's the dexterity ability check. So if you've got anything that gives you plus to your dexterity ability checks, there are some class features or things, like if you're a bard, you get things like that. But yeah, it'll just add your dexterity.
So as soon as I recognize, just for your knowledge, as soon as I recognize that it's an orc, I'm going to drop my pack and charge at it.
Gotcha.
And I won't say anything to my allies. I'm going to drop my pack and I'm going to...
Yep. I mean, and upon seeing this, you guys realize, and you hear this roar, this orcish roar. Anyone that would have encountered an orc before knows. And you see it just charging towards you've got it's like the cliff wall on your left, like a valley wall on your left. And you were kind of headed that way. And as Osborne turned the corner, he's alerted them, and they're now descending down upon you.
How many?
You don't know.
We've seen one, but we can hear
You've seen one,
others.
and you can hear more coming.
Oh, you can hear. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Pork.
Okay, Avlak with a 6 and Parag with a 1. Okay. Sorry, let me just get initiative for these nice young men.
Oh, God.
All right.
That's all more.
That's
Okay.
quite a lot.
It's all right, we got this.
Okay, dwarf.
I'm a halfling, I'm not a dwarf.
Pixie.
Okay. So you hear this roar, and it just starts running towards you. This hulking mass of orc is now just charging towards you. It's your turn, Osborne.
I am going to.
You can see he's holding a great axe in his arm, and he's already swinging it through the air above his head at you.
I am going to make an unarmed attack
Okay.
onto him as soon as
he's-
we're in
yeah.
range.
Okay. You guys are running towards each other, so I'll say that, yeah, you guys kind of meet each other in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! How do I roll an attack in ages? Fuck me. It's just a d20.
Yep. D20 rolls for attacks and everything.
And then I
60.
add my attack bonus of 5, so 21.
What?
Okay. All right, that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. I'm going. If that does hit, then I'm going to use a key point to do
Okay.
flurry of blows.
Okay.
So if
Mark
so that
one-
one hits,
mark
we
one
roll for
key
that one
point off.
damage first.
Yep.
We
Roll
do
the
that
damage.
first, and then do the next ones.
Roll the damage, then do your flurry of blows.
Shit, I can't type. And adding 3 onto that, so that's 5.
Okay.
5 for the first blow, and then I'm going to roll d20 for the
Your
second
flurry of
one.
blows.
So
Okay.
that's first punch and second punch.
Okay, first punch hit. What's your bonus on the
11.
second one? 11 to hit? Does not hit.
Okay, and then I'll roll damage for the first flurry of 5 again, so total 10 damage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, as soon as I see this orc running at me with the axe above its head, I just feel something inside me, and I get mad. I get
Okay.
really angry, which is not common for me at all. And as I charge at this guy, I'm almost like foaming at the mouth, rage, mad. I'm going to attack anything that's in my way. I'm going to do like a jump kick. I'm going to jump and kick him into the stomach.
Okay.
And then as I hit the ground, because I've hit the ground, and then I'm going to kick his shin as
Yeah,
well.
cool.
while
So you
I'm
like
on the
sweep
ground.
the leg and you kind of just
Yeah.
bash in his leg. Awesome.
And
yeah.
I'll do a the strength saving, or is the dex saving that makes him fall to the ground? What one is it?
You're the monk.
I was just looking at it. Dex.
I'll
It's a dex.
flip to it.
Yeah, it's a dex saving throw.
So he's
He's gotta
got to
do
do
a
a
dex
dex
saving
saving throw. I
Or
did
be
find
knocked
something as well. So for these abilities, I found out the DC we use for your monk abilities, by the way.
Oh yeah, how does it?
Because you know how we were having trouble finding that? Sorry
Yeah.
for the break, guys, but we'll just do a bit of just rules clarifying because it's part of the reason why I play the game. So it says your key save DC is 8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom.
Okay, so that's 10, and wisdom is 2, so 12.
Yeah, so he's got to beat a 12 on his dex save throw.
Okay.
So if you see in the monk section of the handbook, it just has that under your key. It explains it with key.
Okay.
So I'll roll a dex save for him. And what happens if he fails?
If he fails, he gets knocked prone
Okay.
for a dex one.
He rolled a natural 1. So you kind of sweep the leg.
He hurt his
bash his
head on
shin
the
in.
way down.
Yeah, man. He is down. You floored an orc. Halfling just floored the orc with a calm, deadly, furious rage. And is now standing over him, ready to just finish him. That orc is looking a bit hurt as well. All right. It is Tiber's go. He sees Osborne run in, and he charges as well. He says, he just yells, "Orcs, charge!" and runs out towards him. I'm just gonna grab. I've got his latest character sheet. Okay, he's gonna run out, and he's going to. I don't know. He's gonna cast a spiritual weapon. And,
Max level.
At max level. And as you can now all see, after this first initial flurry of blows, you see 3 more orcs running towards you.
Oh.
There is another one with a great axe rushing up towards you. Rushing up to see Osborne and save his blood brother orc on the ground. And there are 2 others kind of unslinging javelins from their back and getting ready to throw javelins at you. Tiber is going to run up and attempt to intercept the one that's running up towards Osborne, and is going to roll his spiritual weapon. So, create a floating spiritual weapon within range against 4 feet. Alright, so he's going to run up, cast a spiritual weapon, takes the form of a flail, and is going to beat that orc that's running up. That's a d20 plus. Yep, that hits. I'm going to roll max damage
Oh, shit.
plus what is it? Plus and he takes 10 damage. That one that's running up to face Osborne, and is now going to use the rest of his movement because that was a bonus action. He's now going to run up to that one on the ground that Osborne has just floored, and is going to make a flail attack against it with his action. He's going to roll flail plus. What has he got? Oh, actually, I believe anything you attack in melee that's prone gets advantage, I think. I'm just going to double check my DM
I think
screen.
you get advantage on it.
Yeah, I believe you do. Let me see. Prone. Attack rolls. Melee attack rolls have advantage. Cool. And range attacks have disadvantage because they're lying down. All right.
Apart from magic missile.
Which always hits. All right. And he rolls again. He's going to roll his flail damage. And what is his flail damage? Okay. Again, another D8. Max damage, and Tiber just beats the head in of this thing, pulverizing it. With for a human, this is the amount of fury in one man that can rival that of an orc. He runs up, casts that spiritual weapon. You see a spiritual flail in the distance smack a raging orc in the back of the head as he's running towards, and then he just runs up to the other one. He says, "Excellent, Osborne!" Just brings the flail down and crushes the skull of that orc, and it stops resisting. It's now lifeless on the ground, completely defeated. Okay, is now the other orcs hit. He's going to run up to Osborne, and he's now completely raging, foaming at the mouth, and is going to swing at you with his great axe. That is a 19 to hit.
That definitely hits then.
Okay.
That's a fucking 19. Jesus.
You take a 9 slashing damage. Keep in mind you've got 7 temporary.
Yeah, 7 hit
as well.
points, yeah.
So
that's
those are
2
gone, and you
physical
take
damage.
2 damage. Yeah.
How many are left? Any
There
orcs
are
dead?
there are
that we
3
can
orcs
see.
alive. One's died.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's going to make his great axe attack, and yeah, that's his turn. It is now, now an orc up the back is going to unleash a javelin and is going to chuck it straight through at Tiber. Because he's run up and just slain his brother. That is a 23 to hit. That hits.
Oh, fuck.
There's a 1d6. He takes 9 points of piercing damage. So I'll write that Tiber is again wounded.
Such a surprise.
He's a mid shield. All right. Okay, and then the other one is going to unhinge a javelin and throw it through to you.
Osborne?
Sorry? Yeah,
Throw
he's
it
going to
to
throw a
Osborne.
javelin at you. That is a 12 to hit. Does that hit?
It does not hit.
Okay. So it just falls kind of straight at the ground in front of you. Okay.
How far away is he? Just generally.
Sorry?
How far away is that guy?
30.
Just so I know for next turn.
He's
Okay,
just
cool.
30 feet away. They're like 10
Cool.
meters. They've come up and they're just kind of running as they run up and throw a javelin straight at you.
I'm going to look at
And
that javelin.
one of the ones that threw the javelin is now running forward with a great axe as well. He threw a javelin and is swapping out to his great axe now and is going to continue to charge. All right, Avalak, you're up.
Right. Okay. So
You've got one. You've got one orc in melee with Osborne right now, and you've got 2 up the back with javelins. One of them's charging forward with a great axe.
how close
The other
is
one's
that one
ready
charging?
another javelin. He's 30 feet. Oh no, from you, he'd be about probably 50 to 60 feet.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I see with this one sort of charging with the axe itself, and I decide to use a hold person upon him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does he need to do? What does he need to roll?
Yeah, he needs to succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or be paralyzed for the duration.
Okay.
Then
Cool.
it's
I'll
concentration.
roll with save now.
Yep.
Okay.
Against my.
He rolls a 6. He has no bonus, so he's failed his wisdom save. What's the effect?
Right. So basically, for duration at the. So he is basically paralyzed, but at the end of each turn, he has to roll against the wisdom saving throw. So if he wins,
Cool.
He can get out of it. But until then, he's paralyzed.
All right. Do you want to do anything with your movement or your bonus? Is there anything you can do as a bonus?
Not this time. So no, I just hold and just sort of cast myself as hold orc and
Yeah, cool.
just stops there.
All right. Parag, it's your turn. You're up the back. I would say you're about 30 feet away from Osborne, where the melee is happening. Parag?
Oh, he's got himself muted.
Muted mic. It's all good.
Okay.
Don't worry. How far away am I from the closest action?
30.
So the melee is happening 30 feet away from you, and then there is a charging orc 60 feet away, and another javelin orc out of the side, not in your line of sight, but you did see a javelin come from that direction as well. Just so you guys have an idea, you guys kind of have like a rock wall on your left, and it kind of veers around to the left, and as you turn the corner, there was a cluster of orcs there.
So I want to use my move action to get up into the.
You've cut out? You want to use your move action to...
Move action to move into the melee?
Yep, into the melee.
Yep. How many people are in the melee at the moment?
You and Osborne. And Tiber. 3 of you.
And we're versing a... How big's the orc?
1 orc, standing about 6.5 feet.
Excellent. Cool. Well, I want to... I run up to him with my rapier and try and stab him.
All right, roll your rapier attack.
Try to stab a bitch. I love it.
9 plus proficiency, which is 2. So 11.
2. 11? 11 does not hit.
Okay, cool. So I run up to him. It slides. I hit it. It slides off his armor. I'm disappointed, but even though I'm still close, I fire off my hand crossbow.
Okay, using bonus to fire a crossbow. All right, roll your crossbow attack.
Oh, fucking hell. 6.
No, misses as well, unfortunately.
He's not happy with that, but Oh well. And then I want to use the rest of my move action to move back to where Tiber is.
No, Tiber's in the melee with you now as well. He
So
moved
he's
up.
standing back.
Oh, you mean
so I
Avalok?
want to move.
You mean
Yeah, so
'cause
I
you
want
already,
to move back.
you already moved up. You spent 30 feet of movement getting up
Yeah,
there.
you can't move.
And you
Yeah,
used
and
your
I
action,
wanna
your
move-
bonus.
And don't I
Use
get a
your-
second move?
Why?
I thought you get to use the rest of your feet
You have
up to
used it.
50 in a turn.
Up to
But I thought I
30?
used
It's
30.
up to 30.
You've got a movement of
Oh,
30.
you got up to 30. Sorry, I thought I had... I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, go on.
All right. That's your turn. It's Osborne, your turn again. You've got an orc that had been hit by... you've got a dead orc in front of you, and another one that's just been hit by a spiritual weapon on its way in. It got smacked real hard by it, and it's now running up to you. You saw it take a swing at Tiber.
Okay. If I choose to run past it, will it be in that 5 feet range of opportunity attack?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to attack this orky that's in front of me.
Yep.
And that's a, 21 to hit?
Definitely hits.
21
Roll
to
your
hit.
damage.
I'm just going to roll a d4. Oh, God, I'm so retarded with the keyboard today. And that's 6 damage.
6 damage.
I'm not
Describe
gonna
your
spend a key
flawless victory upon this individual orc.
So as I'm getting up off the ground and I see Siege's flail sink down into the head of this orc that I just floored and blood sprays onto my face, I look up at him and I see pass over his shoulder, there's another orc, and I'm going to fucking get him. And I start running at this orc as well, and I'm going to do like a Karazim punch, 2 fists over my head into his stomach. Oh! It's like punches straight into the stomach and into his chest, and I just do a basic attack onto him. I feel like these bones crunch underneath my skin, and yeah, I start yelling at him as well, incoherently in a language that one person might understand.
Mhm.
Dwarven.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to do? You've got...
I've got
you
a
got
bonus
movement?
action and movement, but I don't think I can do anything with my bonus action. Oh wait, I don't.
you
It's
have...
iffy. It says that.
You wouldn't be able to flurry of blows, but you've got
Yeah.
patient defense and step of wind as well.
Yeah. I won't do either of those, but I'm going to use my movement to run up to the most recent javelin thrower,
Okay.
the one that
the
landed
guy
at
who...
my feet. Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy who threw one and it landed at my feet. I'm gonna start making my way
So there's
towards.
there's one orc who threw one and is running up to you, and there's
Okay.
another one that threw one is throwing another one. He's...
Okay, well, I'm going to go towards the one
And
that's
there's
running at me.
one
as
that's
well.
just been paralyzed by Avalok. It's like...
Yeah, I'm going to ignore him. I don't care.
Ignore
I don't
him?
care.
Good.
He's not doing anything. He's not
All
doing
right.
anything. Run past him.
All right. So
And
first
that's
was
the end of my
the-
turn.
Yeah, there are actually only 2 orcs left now. Okay, and one of them's paralyzed. And it is paralyzed orc's turn.
Yeah, now you have to roll again.
Okay, he's going to use his action to try and resist. Is that what it is? It uses its turn, doesn't it?
Yeah, it uses
Yeah.
turn,
Says-
and then the next turn they can do an
Oh,
action
no, wait.
during that turn. Oh no, you can
Wait a
do
sec.
still bonus and stuff like that in movement. Like if he breaks it.
It says
So it makes this.
it says at the end of each of its turns. So for its
Ah.
turn, as it's paralyzed, it can't do anything. So its action, whatever, is gone.
Yeah.
Now it's the end of his turn. He's going to roll to see if he resists.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my
Nice.
god. That's a powerful spell.
He rolls a 6 again.
Those shithole.
His tongue's out, drooling onto the ground.
Fuming. He's fuming. He's a orcish fume.
Yep. Yeah, he's still stuck there. he can't do shit. He's stuck. And it is now other javelin throwers' turn. That Osborne, you've been able to run up to the melee of this one, and seeing you come up, it's going to quickly sling a javelin over its back, pull out its great axe, and take a swipe at you. That is a 15 to hit.
My armor class is 15, so what does that mean?
If it equals it, it hits.
If it equals it hits, then it hits.
Okay. Okay, it's gonna roll its great axe at you. Ooh, that's 15 points of slashing damage.
Oh, brutal.
Oh, jeez.
It just cleaves you. Cleaves you in the chest.
15
Man, if that
okay.
crit, man.
Yeah. 15.
And you guys all see like this orc, just like as Osborne runs up ready to attack, it just brings out an axe in one like rhythmic movement, just like full momentum, and you hear the stopping noise.
Does the orc
kind of
look
sink in.
surprised?
No, the orc looks happy. Very happy. Yeah, and that's its turn. Avlok, you're up. You're maintaining concentration on this thing that's paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
You've got action, bonus, and movement. What do you want to do?
Yeah, well, after seeing was an Osborne, basically, I presume he might have been dispatched this time and all that. Seeing the orc sort of still in range, and hopefully, maybe semi.
You would have to move because you've kind of only you've seen a little bit of it. Right now, the orc would have a little bit of cover. You'd have to move, like probably just 10 feet to the right, 10 or 15 feet to the right to get a better angle to look.
That's right. After hearing it and sort of presuming where the sort of sound came from.
Yeah,
maybe a scream and all that. So I moved that sort of 10, 15 feet so around. I wanted to see, see the orc, the happy orc, waving his axe around and preparing for another strike. I see this, and I decided it was to cast magic missile on this misbegotten orcish creature. All right.
Level 1 magic missile. Go ahead and roll the damage.
That's there, and then plus so what we got here. So it's 5-3-5.
5-3-5.
Yep. All towards this one orc.
All towards that one individual.
Yep.
All right. You see them like shred through him, cutting him up. And yeah, you've cut the shit out of him. He's bleeding, looking incredibly injured. Yeah.
Exactly. And hopefully this worked or whatever. And yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Cool. Parag, you're up. You have 2 dead orcs at your feet. A paralyzed one about 30 or about 20 feet ahead of you, and a bloody one further up.
Is that... So, a quick question about the one that's on the ground. Do I get advantage against him?
There's none on the ground. The one that's paralyzed is definitely... Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. Excellent.
It's like hitting a non-moving object. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm going to run up to him and try and rapier his face.
Rapier his face? All right. Go ahead and roll that with advantage.
Oh my god. 15 plus 2 is 17. Yep, 17. Poser?
Sorry, 17 definitely hits. Let me just check.
Cool.
Just checking what paralyzed does, because I have a feeling when something is paralyzed, any attack that hits the creature, any melee attack that hits the creature is automatically a critical hit.
That's good too, because he gets my sneak attack as well.
You get sneak attack, you get all of that. So the way I like to do it, the way they do sneak, by the way, but the way they do criticals in the book is different to how I've been doing them. I've been doing you roll your attack, then you double it. In the rules, you just roll dice again. Just to avoid
Ah.
counting up more dice, I prefer the doubling.
Okay, cool. So roll my
so-
damage.
Roll rapier damage, and roll sneak attack damage. Double both of them.
Okay, so this is a roll 1d8 for my rapier.
Yep.
That's a 1, so a
I'll-
2.
I'll let you re-roll that one because it is a critical. I think I will homebrew that.
3.
So if you roll a 1 on a critical hit, I'll let you re-roll the actual instead of double. You re-roll the second dice. So 4 damage plus your sneak attack
6,
damage. So you roll 2d6, I think, for your sneak
which
attack.
Yep, so that's a 6, so 10.
What? You're supposed to roll 2d6
2d6
for a sneak attack.
No, 1d6, man.
Check you again.
Once per turn,
your
you
sneak
can
attack
deal an
damage.
extra.
Your sneak attack damage goes up as you level up. So as you level up, your sneak attack damage goes up and up and up and up to reflect your ability to expose your
Really?
opponent's weaknesses. Because you get
Yes.
better and better and better
Yeah,
at
it's
it.
fucking strong.
Wait,
It's
so
very
it's
strong.
2d6?
Just roll a 2d6 instead. There you go. So double that to 20 damage.
So
You just did
that's,
24 points of damage. You've one-shot him.
Okay, so I walk up to him. He's on the ground. He's kind of twitching. And I just get the rapier and I just like put it, just the gap where they like lobotomize people, or just like slowly put it into his eye and wait till he starts twitching and then just pull it out and just keep on walking forward to the other one.
And Avalok, you can feel that resistance against your spell dissipate, and the spell vanishes as the life force from this individual just disappears in one swift stab.
That's
And
alright.
now I want to take my offhand shot at the. How far is the other one from me now?
It's
so
30
where I'm
feet.
standing.
Oh no! From where you're standing, it's 10. You'd just be like,
All right, cool.
you've just seen like Osborne take a hit, probably get force a little back. He's like clutching on the ground, clutching his wound, and you can kind of see this clear shot.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go for the shot on him.
Cool.
1d20. So that's a 9 plus a 2 is 11.
It does not hit. Misses.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay.
Just whizzes
cool.
over. But he's wounded. He's looking pretty beat up. Okay. It's now his turn. Actually, wait. No. Osborne, it's your turn. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm clutching my chest. I'm assuming he just did like a cut from like my shoulder down to my stomach. I'm clutching there with one hand, on my right hand with the symbol of luck on it, like that. Yep. And I'm going to do an unarmed attack. I'm going to like charge at him and do another unarmed attack at this sorry motherfucker.
Okay.
1d20. Wow, I just had, okay, that's 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
He's got too much blood in his eyes.
He wants to eat
What
you.
rage.
Okay, you've still got movement and
And a
bonus. You could use one of your
Um,
defensive key abilities.
All right, let me just run back to where is? Oh, I will use a defensive one. I have to run back to the manual.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to use patient
And let me know-
defense.
Okay, let me know if you need me to explain it how anything works.
I don't know how the dodge action
So
as a bonus
when
action.
you
I don't
when
know
you
what-
when you dodge, when you choose to take the dodge action, it means that any attack against you would have disadvantage because you're
Okay.
preparing yourself. So you yeah.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
I'll take
You-
one key point to get ready to
Cool.
dodge.
All right. So mark that off. Cool. And is there anything else you want to do?
No, not really.
Okay.
Maybe an intimidation. I was like snarl at him. Ah!
All right. Yeah, and after you attempt to hit, unfortunately miss, you then pull yourself into a defensive
Yeah,
pose,
I think this ends soon.
ready to deflect. And all right, it's now Tybert's turn. He's going to run up. He sees that you are in fact wounded, and he's going to use his bonus action, focus on his flail, mutter some words, and you hear some whispers coalesce that you can't really understand, but Avalok knows what they say. And you see Tiber mutter the words, "This is the weapon of my humble servant. This is the good word. It is the word of Joaquin." And mutter something. You see, you feel a glow of life force return to you, Osborne.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. That's nice.
As you are affected by some healing, and you heal 6 hit points, max healing.
Sweet.
And he's now going to run up to that bloodied orc and make an attack roll with his flail. Rolls a natural 1 though, and absolutely misses. It's now that orc's turn, and it's going to make another attack against you to try and finish you off, following its bloodlust. So it will make an attack at disadvantage against you.
And when he does that too, I actually use my portent dice if you haven't rolled it
All right.
already. Yeah, and
Okay.
whatever roll he gets, it gets replaced with an 8.
So he's going to roll at disadvantage. Both of those we're going to hit.
Good roll, Rick. Good roll.
As I sense this, I sort of...
And you twist fate, swapping this eventuality for another one elsewhere in the multiverse, pulling the threads of fate to will this individual to fuck up. Okay, it's going to be an 8 plus a
Do you want to play
5, a 13. Does a 13 hit you?
Does not.
It does not hit you. Thank your gods and Avalok.
Thank Avalok.
But you would have no idea. You would have
Hmm.
no idea. He misses you, unfortunately, and is now just roaring at you, like wanting to just murder you so badly. Avalok, it is your turn.
And seeing this, and also maybe it was a twisting fate, I want to see if they know about the wave cove thing, or maybe able to perceive it. So I use detect thoughts on the raging orc.
Okay. Let me just check something.
I guess they're blasting or
I think it's...
The concentration. It's range itself, but that just means that if I can see the thing, then I can.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet, so he's within 30 feet.
I'll walk. I suppose just make him do a wisdom saving throw or something like that, if it's in combat.
Yeah, I think it says if you're in combat with it, it's harder to do. I think.
I'm
trying to read. It says.
Maybe it's a wisdom save. If I want to go deep, it's wisdom saving, but also it's an intelligence check.
No, it's
actually it's not.
my bad. It must be something else I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Charm Person probably or something.
Charm was that, but
I think that might be it. Alright, wisdom saving throw for this orc.
Yep.
It's a total of 10. It's got no extra wisdom.
Yep.
Alright, what are you attempting to find out? So you've cast your action, and you'll get initial surface thoughts. Oh yeah, you get surface thoughts.
Yeah, surface thoughts to begin with, yeah.
Must kill puny weaklings and avenge fallen brothers.
Yeah. And I know Orca, so I can just have the language.
Oh yeah.
I sort of grimaced for just a second, but then I decided to go a little deeper and to get past that surface. So it has to.
I have a feeling you need an action to do the probing. You've used your action to do the initial cast, so you get the initial thought. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says as an action. Oh no,
No,
wait.
yeah.
Uh,
As an action, you're right. So
Yeah.
it says here. Yeah.
or
Yep.
attempt to probe deep. Yeah.
All
Okay.
good. Nope,
Cool.
that's all I do.
All right. Parag, it's your turn. There's
So
one
which one's
bloodied up. There's one bloodied up orc, looking very, very hurt, remaining.
Oh, he's the only one. All right. Well, I'm just gonna walk up to him and go for my rapier with the sneak attack. So I'm coming up from the side,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to roll to hit him.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Getting better, fuck.
It's okay. You rolled really well last session when you weren't here.
So I don't hit him, and then I'm going to roll for my crossbow. 14 plus 2, 16. Does that hit?
That hits. That hits. So roll the crossbow damage plus sneak attack. Yeah, because you've got allies within 5 feet.
1d. It's a 1d6.
Yep.
So it's a 5 plus a 1d.
2d6.
2d6. 3.
Yep. Yeah, you've killed him.
So I just walk up to him, go for the rapier. It slides off him. I look frustrated, pull it back out, pull my pistol out, and just aim it at his head and pull the bolt.
Nice.
I watch him drop onto the ground, and I look at Osborne, and he's all bloodied. Then I look back at Avalok, and he's still all shining, and Tiber's on his knee, and I'm just like, oh fuck it. I start searching the orc that's at my feet, I guess. But I'm gonna have to end it there as soon as possible. I've got tea.
Okay.
I'm going to repetitively punch the orc that is in front of me.
All right. That's the one
I'm going
sees
to
just
keep
put a
on
bolt through.
assaulting it.
You're just gonna
I'm going to keep on assaulting
beat it up, defile the corpse. Yep.
Yeah.
While still
I'm
using the
continually
spell,
assaulting
whatever, and knowing it just died, I sort of wince because this orc just died because of the crossbow. I sort of shake my head or whatever and just see, the Osborne punching the crap out of it, but also see Podrick was the one sort of
as soon as that crossbow bolt goes into its head, you're like, you don't feel the pain, but you're just like, you feel that instantly close, like abruptly and ungracefully.
As soon as Osborne starts punching it, I've gone to lean down to search, and I see him punching it. I'm like, I kind of stand back up, and I'm just like, I'll go have a look at the other one. Cool.
No, sure.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to keep on punching this thing until someone stops me or until my hands, until I run out of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to search him.
I'm not going to fucking stop him.
I'm just saying that. That's what.
I walk through. No, it was closer to New York, and also Osborne. And I just say to Osborne, "It's dead. It's okay."
I turn to you with one hand still inside its chest, and I turn my head to you, and just face is covered with blood, but my eyes, I don't seem to be there. It's like I've gone into autopilot mode. There's nothing there. It's just dead eyes. And then I start to punch with the other hand. I start to swing again with the other hand into the orc, while looking at you very creepishly.
I shout out as I'm walking away, leave the little man to have his fun with the orc corpse, Havelock. Wait, why am I doing a British accent? Sorry.
I'm sort of taking it back
Irish
for a
accent.
second.
There it is. Sorry. Let me do it in an Irish accent. I was looking at something else and I went British. Leave the little man to do. I think it was the little man bit. Leave the little man to hit his friend orc, sir. I think he wants to release some of his anguish. And I start looking at the next orc.
And I sort of go and see Border sort of say this to me. It's like, and next, I suppose you couldn't tell, but when I'm trying to detect and pierce the thoughts of a creature, I'd appreciate you didn't put a crossbow bolt through its head.
I look at him and I'm just like, sir, as soon as you tell me next time, I'll be sure to do that.
And I sort of go, fair enough, understandably so. Yeah.
Okay. Should we call it there?
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
please.
All right.